In this session I'm going to deal with the health bar or energy bar. I've hinted that the ship gathers energy from the sun, but it uses energy for the shield, and it also uses energy to project missiles. So we're going to deal with the energy balance in this session. Right, so what we need to do first of all is to create a user interface. So I'm just going to create the user interface, and I'm going to go across and create a slider. Right, so it's automatically put in a canvas for us, and there's our slider. Now it's in the wrong place and in the wrong direction, so I'm just going to modify this slider. First of all, I'm going to modify the name and call it energy. Right, now one of the first things is that we're not able to slide this ourselves, so it's non-interactable, and that grays out the actual slider. Now the slider also has a handle. Now as it's not interactable, we don't actually need this handle, so I'm going to disable it. Right, going back, I don't particularly want it going across the screen like this. I'll have it going up the screen. So we've got an option of changing the direction from left to right to bottom to top. Right, so that's rotated the whole thing. I'm going to slide it over there, and I'm going to change its dimensions. So at the moment it's 20 wide and 160 in height. It's too tall for this, so I'll make it 80 tall and make it a bit fatter. Right, that looks alright. Now it's colours. Oh, before colours I'll set the value. So the maximum value I've decided is going to be 100. Right, and this is our value. As I increase the value, the actual slider comes up. Now I'm going to change the fill area. So there's the fill. So this refers to the actual energy level. So I'm going to choose another colour for that, and I think I'll light blue colour. Okay, and we've got a white background at the moment, so here's the background, and I'll change that, and I'm going to echo the sort of theme of the space, and I'll make it less intrusive by taking down its visibility. Right, so that's our health issue. Now, another thing I'd like to point out is that in this we're not actually going to specify a particular screen size. It's going to modify to fit the screen area. It's a 3D game after all. So here we've got the canvas scaler, which we're not going to use as a constant pixel size, but I'm going to scale with the screen size. So that automatically changes the apparent size here. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it not to the middle of the screen, so it's a relative distance from the middle here. I'm going to attach it to the left side of the screen. So this is where we have our rect transform, and Shift and Alt, and I'm going to attach it there, but bring it a little way in. Perhaps a little way up. I'll label it later, but now let's actually put it to work. Now I want to get at the ship control. So we'll edit the script. So here's my ship control. Now I'm going to be using the user interface here, so I'll need to identify that here at the top in the namespace area. And I'm going to make a reference to this slider that I put in. I'm going to call that energy level. Now I'm going to have another private variable here. It's going to be a float, and this is going to be energy, and at the start we'll have full energy. So, and I'm going to show that in the slider. So we're going to put energy level, and then we've got the value equals energy. Okay, so that should give us a full slider. Now I think every time we update we're going to add just a little bit of energy, but only if it's less than maximum. So if energy is less than 100, we're going to add just a little bit, plus equals 0.1. Right, now we're going to start taking things away. So if it's shielded, then we're going to take some energy away. So that's minus equals 0.5. So we're going to be losing 0.4 energy each time we update if we're shielded. Now the next thing is, yes, when we fire a missile, we'll use some energy for that as well. Energy minus equals 1. Right, so it should be obvious that if the energy is 0, we shouldn't be able to fire. So we'll put this in as well. So if the energy level falls less than 10, we're going to bring the shield down if it's shielded. So I'm going to put another condition in. Say it's at 5F. Then we're going to take the shield down. Let's put brackets in, got two things to put in here. Right, so if the energy is less than 5, we lose the shield. Now I'm going to put another part in here, so if it's, we can only activate the shield if the energy is greater than 5. Right. Now at the end of all that we're going to show the new energy level. So I'm going to put in the energy level value, and that should display it on the user interface. Let's just check that code. Okay. Well, I forgot to put my F's in. That seems to be all right now. Now I need to put a reference to the energy slider in my code. Right, here it is, so I'm going to make a reference there. So we should now find, if we play the game and I put the shield up, we'll start losing energy. I've got my shield up, and there goes the energy. It's going down. Right. And now I start gaining energy again. Of course, when we've actually finished the game, we're going to be using lots more enemies. So when the shield goes down, we're at the mercy of the enemies unless we can recover some energy. So if we shoot some missiles, the energy should also go down. Let's try that. Right, and down goes the energy. So now we can keep an eye on the energy balance. Oh, by the way, if you heard those nice sort of science fiction noises, I did this by simply adding to my prefab the missile. I added an audio source, and then I added in as the audio clip this laser sound that I downloaded from the internet, quite legally.